Hello and good day. Our topic is all about the protocols for presiding, moderating, and facilitating meetings and focus group discussions. To give us more idea on how to facilitate meetings, let's now give it up to Crizel Pero, our first reporter.
Facilitate is to make easy or ease a process. In other words, make an action or process easier. Facilitator thus is plan, guide and manage a group event to ensure that the group's objectives are met effectively, with clear thinking, good participation, and full buy-in from everyone who is involved. Or, a person that makes an action or process easier. We have the types of facilitator. First is the business facilitators. A facilitator helps a group of people in a business to reach an outcome or decision for which everyone will take responsibility and be fully committed. Second is the conflict resolution facilitators are used in peace and reconciliation process both during and after a conflict. They support constructive and democratic dialogue between groups with diverse and usually diametrically opposite positions. Third is the educational facilitator. According to one common definition, an educational facilitator has the same level of knowledge about the both educational and the subject matter as a teacher, but works with the goal of having students take as much responsibility for their own learning as possible. Next is the small group facilitators. Facilitators can help participants in small and medium-sized groups to work through a meeting agenda. Training facilitator. A meeting facilitator leads discussions and help participants learn from their own experiences and shared information. The trainer might lead discussion about course content. A facilitator will focus more on the process of discussion. Facilitation skills training often includes training skills. Last is the wraparound facilitator. Works to provide emergency and outreach services to families dealing with crisis situations. These persons provides counseling and guidance to this family and help families find additional support system. Meeting. Meeting is a gathering of people for a particular purpose. We have two types of meetings. First is the formal meetings, are ones which has a specific structure and agenda that each participant is aware of. Formal meeting is pre-planned gathering of two or more people who have assembled for the purpose of achieving a common goal through verbal interaction. Formal meetings are characterized by their predetermined topics, a set of objectives, and formal notices. We have also kinds of meeting. The status update meetings. Almost every company is familiar with those recurring team meetings that were initially intended to share updates on the latest projects and make sure everyone in the team is on the same page about the process of the project. Status update meetings are one of the most common meetings type. This category includes regular team and project meetings, where team members align their own progress towards a common goal by communicating current updates, tasks, progress, challenges, and next steps. Decision-making process can include group activities like information gathering and sharing, brainstorming solutions, evaluating options, ranking preferences. Problem-solving meetings is to find the most optimal solution or reach the best compromise that can solve an issue facing the group or organization. Problem-solving meetings to analyze a situation and its causes. Number 4 is the team-building meetings. Should combine work with fun, featuring team-building activities that let team members share experiences together, get to know each other in new ways, and build trust and communication channels to tap into when completing their task. Innovation meetings and creative meetings often start with thinking outside the box, brainstorming, associating, and sharing ideas in a broad scope. How to facilitate meeting. First, understand your role as a facilitator. Being an effective meeting facilitator while being meeting participant is near impossible. You can't be MC and performer at the same time. Embrace the facilitator's role of managing time, encouraging participation, and asking juicy questions. Let the other people in the group be the stars of the show. Why facilitating a meeting is important to social work. We already know that the primary mission of social work profession is to enhance human well-being and help meet basic and complex needs of all people, with a particular focus on those who are vulnerable, oppressed, and living in poverty. To be able to have effective result, we need to interact and communicate different types of people. As a social worker, we have different appointments and meetings with other people every day. So it is very important to a social worker to know how to facilitate meeting and dealing with people.
Now that we have learned how to facilitate meetings, let's now learn on how to plan and organize focus group discussion. But what is focus group discussions? Focus group discussion is a qualitative research method, an organized conversation, a small group of purposely selected participants, and a type of interview usually guided by a semi-structured, open-ended questionnaire. All in all, FGD involves a gathering of people from similar backgrounds of experiences together to discuss a specific topic of interests. It is a form of qualitative research where questions are asked about the attitudes, beliefs, opinions, and ideas of an individual. Now, what is the relevance of FGD in social work research? Social work research is used extensively to create applied knowledge. Focus group method is very relevant. Focus group research provides with speedy results, simultaneously covering variety of ideas, opinions, experiences, needs, evaluations, or concerns coming from a group of participants. Research in social work context usually deals with specific topics and populations. Therefore, common guidelines for focus group research shall be adjusted to social work contexts and requirements. Now, I will discuss practical aspects that constitute focus group research process with linkage to special needs of social work contexts. Also, we will learn the main elements, how to plan and organize focus group discussions. Now, in planning and organizing focus group discussions, there are 5 practical issues that must be considered previous to focus group discussion. First is the role and skills of moderator. Second, selection and invitation of focus group participants. Third, preparing means for recording the information. Fourth, planning time and place of discussion. And fifth is preparing focus group scenario. Now let's discuss the role and skills of moderator. Skilled moderator is one of the key elements for the success of focus group process and a quality of information collected. It could probably be correct to suggest that it is moderator rather than questionnaire who is the main tool for collecting information through focus group method. So moderator plays several functions. First is a moderator is responsible for keeping the discussion focused on the topic. The focus group is a rather flexible type of interview. At the same time, it should not detour too much from the central topic of the research. Second, it ensures the distribution of topic among the focus group participants. It is a common characteristics of any kind of group that usually there are people who take active or dominant position, whereas others mostly remain silent. So a moderator, its task is to collect information with input from every participant of the focus group. And lastly, a moderator has to foster discussion. As it has been mentioned above, focus group research is a special type of interview. The main task of a moderator is not simply give questions in a predetermined sequence, but make the discussion environment favorable for unrestrained interaction and generating multi-phased discussion. Second is the selection and invitation of focus group participants. The feasible number of focus group participants ranges around 6 and 12 people in one focus group. This number refers to attendance only. Therefore, previous to actual discussion, researcher must consider that some of possible participants may not actually appear. Good practice could be to agree with a number of maximum people or participants in order to be sure that at least minimum required number will actually participate. So, proposed optimal number of focus group participants may differ. However, usually suggestions fall in 5 and 15. The number of participants is defined in compliance with group dynamics. Few participants are not enough for the involvement of discussion, while too many are difficult to manage. So, we must always remember that the group must be small enough for everyone to have an opportunity to share their insights, and yet large enough to provide the diversity of perceptions. Third is recording information. It is commonly recommended that whenever possible, voice or video recording equipment should be used for data recording in focus group. Recorded information must be thoroughly transcribed, including both verbal and nonverbal contents. This is related to quality requirements for qualitative data because first, it allows fulfilling requirement of descriptive validity and coherence in qualitative research data, and second, it safeguards losing important information. Fourth is the time and place of focus group. Average time of focus group discussions takes 1.5 hours. Assure that the location of group discussion is comfortable for the participants and will not affect negatively their willingness to participate, and the room should be in quiet environment. There are several requirements related to the room of focus group. Preferable form for seating participant is a circle. Thus, researchers shall think about the possibility to have a room allowing such way to seating. Also, room is very important in terms of quality of data recording. A very practical remark is always used to check acoustics of a particular room in advance because it often happens that the room itself creates noise in voice and or video recorder. It makes it very difficult then to transcribe the data. Preparing and setting for focus group discussion placement of data recording equipment must be foreseen. Lastly is a focus group scenario and the suggested framework. The leading topics and corresponding questions for focus group discussions are prepared in advance. The questionnaire of focus group is rather a focus group scenario, including not only on the main discussion topics or questions, but also thoughtfully predetermined sequence of questions and course of the discussion. The table below summarizes the main steps of focus group scenario and provides the practical hints for efficient practice of moderator. Though some literature suggests that focus groups can be structured, semi-structured, or unstructured, but in reality, the degree of formal structure in a focus group depends mainly on research purpose and perception of our research goals, research setting, and reaction of participants in the research topic. In practice, it is reasonable to construct a semi-structured focus group guide while at the same time being prepared for possible deviation in formality and structure of the discussion. Also, it is important to consider advantages and disadvantages of structure of focus group. And on the other hand, more structured course of the discussion allows remaining focused on research topic and allows more comprehensive analysis, especially when numerous focus groups are conducted.